season 1, you kind of go through, some big changes health-wise, but then you also get pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, but you also are now an immortal.
Yes. So that definitely complicates the pregnancy. I can say that there's still a baby in the mix. And it's not a normal pregnancy, obviously, because she's an immortal now. So this is where we're going to start to see, the consequences of immortality and how it may not be as great as it seems at first glance.
Are we going to see some more interaction with her and Alan? Because obviously at the end of season 1, he was more focused on Julia. So we're going to see that.
Alan and Sarah definitely meet back up in season 2. I think that these two characters are going to be intertwined forever just because there's a child in the mix now. So it's going to be interesting. I know that season 2 is going to be very dark and very edgy, and we're in a completely new environment. But Alan and Sarah definitely have some stuff to hash out.
Yeah. So, the new environment, what's it feel like for you guys? You haven't shot anything yet.
I haven't shot anything yet. I just read the script. It's funny, we're shooting it, we shoot the show in Montreal, and we're shooting it up at this old abbey in Oka, Quebec, and it's where I shot my first movie ever. So it's pretty fun to go back up there. It's going to be a completely new environment. Obviously, the Arctic biosystems blew up. So it's still going to be the same kind of concept, like isolated, but we're in a more nature-friendly environment.
I visited the sets. I was really impressed with it.
Oh, great. Yeah, they did such a fantastic job. The crews in Montreal are so great. They're so talented. So many great artists on their sets.
So what was one of your favorite scenes in season 1? Like, what was one of the moments that stand out for you for your character?
Definitely the sex scene. I think my favorite, when Sarah gets really sick and she starts having the grand mal seizures, it's pretty intense playing a character who's terminally ill. So it was kind of a roller coaster. And then when I found out that Julia saves Sarah's life and she becomes immortal, that was probably my favorite part of season 1, was just to have a character who is so fragile and so vulnerable, do a complete 180 and all of a sudden become immortal and, completely, just completely different. So that was really fun. I think that was my favorite part of season 1.
What was it like? There were so many changes during the course of the show. You guys weren't totally in the loop. What was it like getting a script and I'm doing this week, that kind of thing?
Yeah, it was, every time a script would come out, it was kind of like Christmas, you just open it up and see what's inside. The writers did a very good job at keeping us on our toes. I love the concept of our show that each episode is one day, but there's a lot of stuff happening in one day. It kind of has to be that way for it to be entertaining, but no, it's fun. Every time we read a new script, I just read the first episode of season 2, and it was really exciting. It felt good to see my character's name on the page again, and it's fun.
So for you being a scientist in the CDC, did you have a lot of research to do, all the lingo, the technology terms, scientific terms?
The scientific jargon is kind of my favorite part of the whole show. And I was actually kind of upset because in season 1, episode 2, I had a huge monologue that was bigger than any other monologue in the show. And they cut it. And I had to do it in the suit. And it was complete scientific jargon. And I love that stuff. And I still remember it. We know it's an enveloped, unsegmented, negative sense RNA virus presenting as syrup with acid with chicken spikes. We also know it has long non-coding regions which add to the virus stability, which transport very low genetic drift, and most importantly, we know it's extremely virulent and pathogenic.
Oh my God! All right.
And I love that stuff. So
That proves how hard you work to memorize that to
yeah,
get it right.
and then once it's in there, it's in there
Yeah.
for good. So
And then they
just
cut
taking
it.
up brain space, and then they cut it. I know. That's okay. It was. I guess it didn't belong in there.
You had
but,
plenty of other great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love the sophistication of the show. The fact that all the science is grounded science, and there's nothing. Even though the show gets kind of crazy, nothing is too out there. Everything is, based in real science, so it makes it scarier, and kind of makes us realize how vulnerable we are as human beings to viruses. So that's cool.
It's like no one character is like really one-dimensional in the show too.
Yeah, they did a really great job at that. And that's, I think, especially for women, it's kind of rare to get, a really multi-dimensional character. And, I mean, they do such a great job with that, especially Julia and Sarah, even though they're similar in so many ways, they've really done a good job at distinguishing each woman to be her own woman. So we're very lucky, very, very multi-dimensional characters.